And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. And the topic for today is 3 powerful moves in order for you to face no disappointment. Now, when you talk about disappointment, it's feeling neglected, rejected, all these doubts, all these different type of things, because people treat you a certain way and that makes you feel disappointed. So I'm here to tell you how to prevent this from happening. Well, there's a lot of ways, but there's 3 ways that I live by that are the most powerful ones where you never have to experience disappointment ever again in your entire life. It might be tough, but these 3 are: number 1, do not beg nobody for nothing. Number 2, do not borrow nothing from nobody. And most importantly, number 3, do not expect nothing from nobody. So, number 1, when you beg somebody for something, it's like they don't see it as they need to do something for you in return. That's the definition of begging. You always need help. You constantly need something. You constantly need people to help you. Every 2 seconds you're there. It's like a pest. Bro, let me tell you something. Nobody likes somebody who's always begging. Nobody. So in order for you to face no disappointment, you have to not beg nobody for nothing. Some are a lot better than some, and some will feel it harder than some. That's just the reality. That's just how it is. When you're constantly begging people for stuff, this is why they end up treating you however they want, because the more you beg them is the more they can have more power over you. That's how they see it, because you're constantly wanting something. You constantly need help. You're constantly all over the place. You're always begging somebody for something. Bro, when you are like this, you literally degrade yourself, your value, your worth, your self-respect, your self-love. You degrade yourself in the best way possible. This is why people will treat you like you are a nobody. This is why they will treat you like you're not important, because you're constantly begging. People respect those who can stand their ground, those who can stand their own, those who know what they want, those who can do stuff on their own. You ever notice people only help those who seems like they don't need any help? That's us how it is. Bro, stop begging people. It may be hard, it may be tough, because maybe you're in a tight spot. Maybe you were born to be dependent. Maybe your family was all about you being dependent. But that's us how it is. Your family only shield you from certain things. But once you get older, that's when you're going to come to understand that that's just how it is. That's just the reality of it all. And I've always said this over and over and over again. This is your family's responsibilities. That's your absolute duty in order to protect you so you don't have to see the world a certain way. But once you go somewhere else, once you're out in the real world and you get to see just how it is and you start begging, this is why people disrespect you. They treat you all type of way. They treat you like garbage. They treat you like nothing. And it doesn't really matter if you're gonna walk around and tell the whole world, "Oh, I have self-value. I have self-worth. I do." No, no, that don't matter. People believe what they see, and what they see is you constantly begging for something, bro. Let me tell you something. Constantly begging for something, you literally lose yourself to beg somebody else. That, like, well, I don't know. Well, I would say some people. Some people already have nothing of themselves remaining. So now it's like, okay, me, I can't see myself for begging for help or begging for something. Like I can't see myself in none of those typical type of way. Like the only way I like even if somebody helped me, I pay them. So in return, it's not necessarily helping. I'm paying them for their time, bro. Let me tell you something. You will lose yourself. Well, average people and below average people, those are the people that are always begging. Elite types of people will beg nobody for nothing. When you keep begging, this is why people talk to you however they want. And guess what? You can't talk to them however you want. You can't talk back to them because you need something from them. And this is why they treat you however they want. This is why they don't respect you. Bro, people do not respect nobody that's constantly begging. You're constantly like a pest. Every 2 seconds you need something. Nobody will respect you. Especially if you're trying to start start a career, or you're trying to start something for yourself, and every 2 seconds you need help. Bro, let me tell you something. If somebody helps you, the definition of help is They are willing to bring 50% to whatever it is that you are willing to do or what you want. Helping doesn't simply means they do it for you. That's not the definition of help. If somebody's helping you do something, it's best you sit down and you learn, because once that person is gone, they they make sure they sit down with you and they show you whatever it is that you need and they walk you through it, just so when they're gone, they don't have to deal with you begging them again. And people will do this over and over and over and over again. Some people will say every 2 seconds, they, oh, can you show me how to do this? You show them how to do it. Oh, can you show me how to do this? But some people will literally beg you in order to use you, because they want you to do it for them. They don't want to do it for themselves. And people like those are the ones that people always reject. They don't want you near them. They don't want to be around you. They don't want you around them. Bro, that's just how it is. If you're constantly begging for something, nobody's going to want you around them. People will not see the value within you, and people won't show you the respect you deserve if some of you deserve any respect. That's just how it is. If you're an elite type of person and you constantly do everything on your own, you ever notice people are more willing to help you, knowing full well that you probably need minimum help? They will help you. But those who always need help, nobody ever help them. That's just how it is, bro. Do not beg nobody for nothing. Number two, borrowing something from somebody. Do not borrow nothing from nobody. If you borrow something from somebody, they look at you in a particular way where they're wanting it back from you. How many times have you, say, borrow money from somebody and they will look at you a certain way? From before, everything was good, but ever since you borrow something from them, they start looking at you in a different way because they're waiting for you to return it. Borrowing simply means return. Begging means that you want something, but you can't return it. Borrowing means that you borrow something and then you return it. For example, this microphone here. If you borrow the microphone and I lend you the microphone, I'm expecting you to give it back to me. That's the definition of borrowing. But some people, well, people nowadays is when they borrow something from you, you have to argue with them back. Now, when a person borrows something from you and they have to look at you in a certain way, they're thinking to themselves, okay, so this person borrowed something from me and they said they were about to give it in this time of frame, and then it's still not being given. So if I have to argue with you about it, then it makes no sense. I will just not lend you nothing else. And then once a person starts thinking that way, that's the same way how they start downgrading your character and making you way less, even though you are less, because you can't return anything. Bro, that's just how they are. Do not borrow nothing from nobody, because people will do things for you for a return favor. If you want to be a type of person where nobody can have any opportunity to come and use you or to do anything up against you, then these three things, trust me, if somebody don't borrow something from you, if you don't lend anybody nothing, or you don't do anything for somebody, there's no opportunity for them to take it against you. Example, like I said, borrowing meaning return. That's the same thing. People do things for return favor. People will do something for you and pretend that they're helping you, and then later down the line they will bring it back up. Oh, remember when I do this? I need your help. That's how it is. So if you don't borrow nothing from nobody, people can't look at you as if it should be a return favor once you start get stuff going. For another example, if you borrow something from somebody to go get a job, once you start getting a job, they're gonna look at you like you owe them. That's how it is. And that's how you can prevent people from thinking these different type of ways. Bro, let me tell you something. You can't control somebody else thinking, but you can control what they really think about you. And you notice I say what they really think about you, because people can think whatever they want, but it's different from what's really going on. So if you can't if there's no opportunity for people to take it against you, then they can't look at you in a certain way. So if you do not borrow nothing from nobody and you don't need no help from nobody, or you don't need help from certain people, because you can already tell that they do things in return favor, then you can know not to borrow nothing or not to beg them for nothing. Because that's how I am. I have a keen eyesight of spotting these type of people where They will only do so much for you because they're willing for you to do so much for them. That's just how they are. That's just how it is. You can't change them and you can't help them. But what you can do, you do not borrow nothing from them. If you do not borrow nothing from them, then there's no opportunity for them to take it. Bro, we live in a world where if you create an opportunity for somebody to take it, once they can see the signs, then they will take it. Look at women for an example. If she like a guy, then she gives signs, she gives signals that she like the guy. If the guy know how to read the signs, then he will go in and he'll make his move. It's the same thing. But if the girl don't like the guy, then she won't create any opportunity. She won't send no signals. She won't flirt. She won't do nothing. So the guy will feel like, okay, then obviously this girl is not smiling around me. She's not interested. So let me go somewhere else because she don't like me. Because there was no opportunity created. That's the same thing when you're borrowing and when you're begging something from somebody. You give them the opportunity. You created the opportunity. And guess what? They took it. So in order for you to have no disappointment, people will not disrespect you and they will not talk trash to you. In fact, they will be more afraid of you if you do not beg them for anything, if you do not borrow nothing from them. They will be afraid of you because there's no, like, bro, you know how many people wanna, like, if you're a person where you're independent and you rely solely on yourself, you have no, well, you probably know, but you will have no idea or a little bit of idea of those who want to talk to you a certain way. They want to disrespect you. They want to do so much. They want to drag you down. But the only reason why they haven't done it as yet is because you didn't create any opportunity for them to take it. That's how it is. That's just how it is. A lot of people, bro, when you look around and you see those who are treated less than nothing, is always those three things and maybe more. They're constantly begging. They're always borrowing. So what do you think people are going to do? They start talking to you however they want. They're not even your parents and they start talking to you however they want. They're disrespecting you. They're talking to you like you're a nobody. But that's just how it is. Bro, let me tell you something. Do not borrow nothing from nobody. It may be hard. It's better you work your ass off. And whatever it is that you want, you go get it yourself. People will support you way more once they can see that you don't need no help. That's just how it is. And the third one, do not expect nothing from nobody. A lot of people think this is crazy, but in reality, it's actually not. If you do not expect nothing from nobody, then when somebody do something for you, then to you, it would be a surprise. Because if you do not beg, and if you do not borrow, then in return, you won't expect nothing from nobody because you didn't do nothing for nobody. So you're not expecting somebody to do something for you. For, like I said, when you borrow something, people view it in a return favor, right? So if you do something for them and then in return favor they do something back for you, you won't be surprised because you already did something. Now, when you do not expect nothing from nobody, then even the bare minimum they do, even if they get like a glass of water for you, you'd be surprised because what? You didn't ask them and you didn't expect it. That's how I live my life. So people can do a little bit or nothing. And then you'll be like, wow, you literally did that? Because guess what? You're not expecting it. When you do not expect people to do things, it's so funny how once you understand psychology and once you understand just how people are, and that you can sort of know how to deal with them. It's funny because people do things the opposite. If you really want somebody to do something for you, do the opposite. If you want help from people, act like you don't need no help. Trust me, they will help you. If you expect nothing from nobody, everybody want to give you everything. It's so funny how that's the way how it is. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just the way how it is. Do not expect nothing from nobody. Trust me, you will be surprised with anything anybody do for you. Do not expect, even if you help somebody. Let me tell you something, bro. We live in a world where not say the system, but the universe itself, God and everything, if you are constantly helping people, you don't need help, but you're constantly helping people. This is why God gives you the strength in order for you to keep moving forward. You ever wonder why you're constantly, it doesn't really matter what situation you're in, you always seem to overcome? That's because God can see the person that you are, and he can see that you're always helping everybody else. So he have to strengthen you in order for you to be able to do that. This is why you're always strong. So when you don't expect nothing from nobody, that's when some people will go out of their way to help you. And just when you're in a spot where, like, trust me, life happened where you're sitting down and you feel stuck and you can't figure out your next move, and then obviously somebody who you didn't expect will literally come and they will sit down, they will say, okay, but instead of doing this, how about do it this way? And then once you start thinking what they say, you sort of can get that breakthrough. That's how life really is. So what I'm saying is, do not expect nothing from nobody. But if you're a type of person that you're able to help people, you need to help them. Because God, when you're stuck, like I was saying, God will send somebody to help you in your time of need. Bro, do not expect nothing from nobody. Because if you beg and you borrow and you always expect people to do something in return favor, this is why people will literally look down at you. They will treat you like you're nothing. That's just how it is. I've seen it over and over and over again. If you're in a mature state of mind, look around and tell me if I'm incorrect. Look at those who always need something, those who are always borrowing, those who are always begging, those who are always over the place. Look at how they're being treated by everybody else. Like, that's just the way how it is. Nobody wants to be around people who are like that. And if you are like that, then you have no self-respect. Because if you had self-respect for yourself, you would be working to achieve things instead of begging and borrowing and expecting people to do it for you, if that makes sense. So that are 3 powerful ways in order for you to face no disappointment. Well, there's a lot of ways. Well, these are the most popular one, where if you take these 3 steps, you will never feel disappointment. Because if you're not doing anything for nobody, you're not begging nobody for nothing, bro, trust me, the little somebody do for you, you will feel it. Trust me, that's just how it is. So I hope this message was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. I will be back doing more things. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.